late evening. With the presidential elections just around the corner, chief ministers of 2 states have been spotted bonding a little too often as thrice in 3 weeks. I'm of course talking in light of the recent event where Jayalalitha shared days with Naveen Patnaik, paving way for a third front. Well, we will bring to you all the growing tension and much more as you're watching News Tonight with me, Linda Hercules. But first, it's the top headlines head-on. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik meets Jayalalitha in Chennai. Talks of a new alliance emerge. The Pudukkottai by-elections get interesting as it comes down to AIADMK versus DMDK. A. Raja will have to wait till the 15th of this month to find out if he gets bail or not. HRD Minister apologizes as a controversy erupts over a cartoon of Ambedkar in an NCERT textbook. BJP raised a furore over the question hour is suspended to discuss the ASL Maxis deal. Kingfisher pilots call off strike after management promises them payments by the 15th. News in detail. A cartoon on Dalit icon Dr. Ambedkar printed in an NCERT textbook created a storm in the Lok Sabha today, with members calling it insulting and demanding it to be removed. Meanwhile, the Human Resources Development Ministry said the government has ordered the removal of an objectionable cartoon depicting Ambedkar from the NCERT textbooks. The uproar, which began soon after the House met, led to the Lok Sabha being adjourned till noon.
I would like to state that this issue came to my notice sometimes towards April, and we sought an explanation from the NCERT, and after the explanation had come, we took a decision on the 26th of April that this particular cartoon should be withdrawn from the NCERT textbook on political science and Indian Constitution at Work. So I directed the setting up of a committee to look at the entire gamut of cartoons in textbooks and the content of textbooks to ensure that material of this nature is taken out of the textbooks and withdrawn from textbooks. We have great respect for Baba Rao Ambedkar ji. He is, in a sense, the chief architect in the framing of the Constitution. So there can be no question of anybody trying to malign him or anybody trying to make fun of him, because that, I think, it will be against the secular ethos of our country. And if there is any such feeling, I am willing to personally apologize for it.
तो ये घोर आपत्तिजनक कार्टून है और घोर आपत्तिजनक बात है कि टेक्स्ट बुक में इसको शामिल किया गया है। इसको तत्काल हटाया जाना चाहिए। हटे तो हटना तो पड़ेगा। ये किसी की मजाल नहीं है कि इसको रोक सके, इसमें टेक्स्ट बुक में बनाए रखे। लेकिन हम ये तभी संतुष्ट होंगे कि जो भी दोषी लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई की, उनको बर्खास्त किया जाए, और कपिल सिब्बल साहब अगर इस्तीफा अपना ना दें तो कम से कम माफी तो मांगे। इस बात के लिए उनको माफी मांगनी है।
केंद्र की सरकार उनके मान और सम्मान का ध्यान नहीं रखेगी तो वो उनका अपमान नहीं है, बल्कि भारतीय संविधान का अपमान है। तो इसलिए केंद्र की सरकार को चाहिए कि वो दखल देकर जो भी इसमें दोषी लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करवाने के लिए पहल करें, और यदि केंद्र की सरकार इसमें कोई पहल नहीं करती है, हम 2-4 दिन देखेंगे, वरना हमारी पार्टी जो है संसद को चलने नहीं देगी।
How NCERT could print such derogatory, denigrating Dr. Ambedkar cartoons in the textbook, and it's a serious matter. And the Kapil Sibal, being the minister, HRD minister, answerable to the public and parliament, how he allowed NCERT to publish such a cartoon?
आज जितना हिस्सा दिखाया गया है उसकी सघन रूप से जांच होनी चाहिए कि उसमें क्या लिखा है और क्यों लिखा है, उसका मंतव्य क्या है, और कोई भी ऐसा उदाहरण जिससे देश के महापुरुषों के बारे में अपमानजनक टिप्पणी होती हो वो हटाया जाना चाहिए।
The BJP continued to protest against P. Chidambaram again in Parliament for the second day in a row. This over the ASL Maxis deal, in which the Home Minister is alleged to have given clearance that was not appropriate as a Finance Minister in 2006. Yesterday, the BJP demanded the resignation of Chidambaram on this issue, forcing the adjournment of both houses. The main opposition party, joined by MPs of the AIADMK, brandished a front-page report published in a local newspaper challenging the government's claim that Chidambaram did not delay Foreign Investment Promotion Board approval to the sale of Aircel to Maxis.
उन्होंने पर्सनल एक्सप्लेनेशन न देकर के अपने पुत्र कार्ति ने क्या कहा वो यहाँ पढ़कर सुनाया और हमारे लोग कहते रहे कि आप किस नियम के तहत पढ़ रहे हैं। आप बताइए, आप पर्सनल एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रहे हैं या सुओ मोटो स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं? पुत्र का पत्र अगर यहाँ पढ़कर सुनाने की इजाजत दी जाएगी तो कल को तो कौन पता नहीं कौन कौन अपने अपने परिवार के सदस्यों का क्या क्या यहाँ पढ़ेगा। यहाँ मामला सत्ता पक्ष और प्रतिपक्ष का होता है, मेंबर और मिनिस्टर के बीच में होता है। मिनिस्टर अपनी बात कहे वो भी समझ में आता है, लेकिन पुत्र के पत्र उसमें भी ईसा मसीह की नसीहतें पुत्र के माध्यम से कि ये लोग अज्ञानी हैं, जानते नहीं ये क्या कर रहे हैं। अगर इसकी इजाजत यहाँ दी जाएगी तो कैसे होगा।
Moving on to another top story, former Telecom Minister A. Raja will get to know on May 15th if he can finally walk out of Tihar jail. He has been in jail for more than a year after being arrested in February 2011 for his alleged role in the 2G spectrum scam. Raja's lawyer had moved an application for bail 2 days back. He argued that because evidence in the case rests in documents that have already been submitted to the court, there is no risk of Raja being able to tamper with it if he is allowed to leave prison. The CBI though opposed his bail, saying if he is allowed to leave jail, he might influence the trial and also the witnesses.
You see, today for the first time we had argued bail application of A. Raja before the special court while he was arrested on 1st February 2011. We waited so long because we wanted that others accused may get bail. Supreme Court had laid down the law on bail under 439 and very categorically said that if accused is detained in custody indefinitely, then it will be violative of his fundamental right enshrined in Article 21 of the Constitution. Therefore, we said, since all other accused, some of them similarly placed, have been released on bail, there is no reason why this court may not grant bail to accused A. Raja, who is in custody for so long.
With the issue of Raja's bail plea hearing today, whistleblower and Janata Party President Subramanian Swamy, in a stunning claim, said that Raja faces a threat to his life. This comes at a time when Raja applied for bail for the very first time on grounds of parity. Swamy has stated that Raja should get enhanced security in case he manages to get bail and walks out of the Tihar jail. He added that he is not safe as he knows too much about the 2G spectrum scam.
A. Raja has been in jail for more than a year. In fact, he went to jail on February 2nd in 2011. Now, his lawyer, in fact, filed a bail plea just a couple of days ago in the Delhi court, saying that all the evidence related to the 2G case has been submitted in the court, so there is no way A. Raja can tamper with the evidence. However, the CBI has opposed this. They have come out and said that A. Raja, if he comes out on bail, he could influence the other people who are yet to dispose of in the case. So they say that he shouldn't be granted bail, and if he comes out, he might tamper with the evidence or with the key witnesses. Now, even before he could actually come out on jail, there have been political reactions. Now, we just saw how Subramanian Swamy said that if he comes out of jail, there might be a threat to his life, and he does need political protection. Now, again, considering the factors for which A. Raja might be granted bail is because all the 19 accused in the 2G case have been granted bail. In fact, he's the only one who's left out and hasn't been granted bail so far. So, this might be this might play a key factor for which A. Raja might be granted bail, because again, as the lawyer pointed out, that it is his fundamental right, and he does require, he has a fundamental right to come out of bail. But then the charges against him, leveled against him, is that he will still continue to face a challenge, and if he's convicted in the 2G case, he might get into a life imprisonment. So a lot is playing up on May 15. Definitely his bail plea will come out with scores of political reactions. So May 15th, a D-day for A. Raja.
In another scene, Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik was all in praise of his Tamil Nadu counterpart Jayalalitha today. He was in Chennai for the foundation laying ceremony of the Odisha Bhavan as part of the 76th Utkal Diwas celebration. In an attempt to strengthen ties and bonds between the two states, Odisha Bhavan is to come up on 5 grounds of land in Velachery. In her address, Jayalalitha praised the then Odisha Chief Minister Biju Patnaik, whom she called a father figure. She also praised Naveen for taking over his father's legacy. This event assumes political significance as the presidential election is just a month and a half away.
The Honorable Chief Minister, I express my gratitude to Dr. Jayalalitha ji for giving us land for the creation of an Odisha Bhavan in Chennai. This initiative will further strengthen the socio-cultural ties between our two states. The digital revolution in laptops, in the form of laptops to your students, and we mustn't forget girls, the thali or Mangal Sutras as a gift at the time of the marriage for poor girls and women. And of course, madam, it goes without saying, the pro-poor people rice scheme of your Tamil Nadu.
A foundation stone was also laid for the construction of a new Odisha Bhavan in Chennai, for which the Tamil Nadu government has given land. So that was the occasion for us to meet. We participated in the function. Then I hosted lunch in honor of the visiting Chief Minister. There was a natural synergy between Shri Biju Patnaik ji and myself. And as I said in my speech earlier today, Shri Biju Patnaik ji left behind a legacy of respect, cooperation and mutual affection. And this legacy is reflected in the bond that I continue to share with Shri Naveen Patnaik ji. And Shri Biju Patnaik ji was like a father figure to me, and Shri Naveen Patnaik ji is my brother.
In a shocking news, an earthquake measuring 5.3 on the Richter scale shook Guwahati in Assam and Shillong in Meghalaya at about 6:15 this evening. Tremors were felt in other parts of the northeast and some mild ones even in Kolkata. The epicenter of the quake is reportedly close to Shillong. No major damage has been reported yet from Guwahati or Shillong. But people in Guwahati rushed out onto the roads when it happened, and many said that they had not felt such a major quake in a long time.
As far as damage is concerned, we don't expect much, but there could be slight damage to the poorly built structures in around the epicenter. But well-built structures do not normally yield to this type of earthquakes.
And just when you thought that the Pudukkottai by-elections was going to be a boring one-sided affair in favor of the AIADMK, here comes the twist. The DMDK is fielding a candidate and will be the only opposition party. Vijaykanth has said that they will release the name of their candidate very soon. DMK, CAPI, PMK, MDMK and the VCK have, however, boycotted the by-elections. Anna University has announced that counselling for engineering admissions will begin on the 12th of July and will end on August 2nd. The Vice Chancellor Manar Jawahar said the counselling in the general category will start on the 9th. Counselling for the physically challenged candidates will take place on the 8th. And for the sports category, it begins on the 1st of July.
2012 ஆண்டுக்கான பொறியியல் படிப்புக்காக விண்ணப்ப படிவங்கள் இன்னைக்கு காலையில் 9:30 கொடுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். இந்த விண்ணப்ப படிவங்கள் 11ஆம் தேதியிலிருந்து 31ஆம் தேதி வரையில் இருக்கும். அந்த ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் காலையில் 9:30லேருந்து ஈவினிங் 5:30 வரையில் இருக்கும். மாணவர்கள் வந்து 500 rupees பே பண்ணி அப்ளிகேஷன் ஃபார்ம் வாங்கிக்கலாம். ஜூலை 1ஆம் தேதி ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் கவுன்சிலிங், பிறகு 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5 இது வந்து 5 நாளும் வந்து ஒகேஷனல் ஸ்ட்ரீம் கவுன்சிலிங். பிறகு டிசேபிள்டு கேண்டிடேட்டுக்கு 8th இருக்கும், 8th ஜூலை. 9th ஜூலையிலேருந்து ஆரம்பிக்கிற பொது கவுன்சிலிங் 12 ஆகஸ்ட், அதாவது ஆகஸ்ட் 12ஆம் தேதி ஈவினிங்கோட முடியுது.
நான் இங்கே இன்ஜினியரிங் அப்ளிகேஷன் வாங்க வந்திருக்கேன் ஃபஸ்ட் இயர்க்காக. நல்லா காலேஜ் கிடைக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். கவுன்சிலிங்காக அப்ளிகேஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இன்றைக்கி தான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஃபஸ்ட் டே. நல்லா காலேஜ் கிடைக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
செம்ம கூட்டம் இருக்குது இங்கே. நான் இன்ஜினியரிங் அப்ளை பண்ணுறதுக்காக இங்கே வந்திருக்கேன். மெடிக்கலும் அப்ளை பண்ண போகிறேன். இது ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் சேர்த்து எது வருதோ நல்ல காலேஜுக்காக வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்.
More news and updates lined up for you on the other side of a very short break. Stay tuned.